going to be Obama. That's our forecast. We don't see Romney beating him. It's a presidential reality show, and the people vote on the one. You know, that's saying that politics is show business for ugly people. Obama's a better performer. That's all it comes down to.
Well, maybe that's what Ron Paul and Rand Paul think, is get him on the VP. They run, they lose, but now Rand is even better known, and then that gives him a shot in 4 years. But the Pauls had never played politics, and it just seems so destructive.
It is. It is, because this isn't about politics. It's about principle. It's about morality. It's about war. Look at the report that came out today. What are our soldiers committing suicide? One guy a day? I mean, can't the country wake up to this? We're using these poor men and women as cannon fodder for psychopaths to send them into these terrible places like Afghanistan and Iraq. For what?
For 5, 6, 7 tours. Okay, I've been asking the questions here on the economy, on politics. In the new Trends Journal coming out, what else are you really looking on or looking into right now?
Oh, it's the global economic issue. We are very concerned of a global collapse and a move to World War III. Because here, add it up, Alex. Even the Republicans and Democrats could add this one up. You got a war in Yemen. You got one in Syria. The people are taken to the streets in Morocco. They had enough of their king. You have a war in Bahrain. Oh, don't call it a war. Them and them Shia Iranians that are instigating it over there. Couldn't be because the Fifth Fleet is over there. You have Egypt is falling apart. Remember we said nothing would come of the fall with Mubarak. Here goes the old boss. Welcome the new boss. Tunisia's still a mess. Spain, the indignados are out in the street. What do you have? 25% unemployment. And they have the gall to call it a recession. It's a depression. Spain, Greece, the new numbers came out, a depression, 24%, 22% unemployment official. You go over to Italy. They're in a recession/depression. You're seeing uprising and riots worldwide. Hungary is in a recession. Lithuania is in a recession, Bulgaria, Romania. It's a world is at war. Look at the parties that are coming to power. Yeah, look in Italy, the Beppe Grillo party, the five-star movement. It's now the third largest party. You look what happened in France with Le Pen. Look what's happening in Greece with that new party that's
Cyprus.
Yeah, so it's one after another. The world is blowing up in front of our face, and no one wants to put the pieces together. That's what we're writing about.
Gerald,
what is it going to take?
Let me raise this point to you, then it goes back to politics versus principle. What does the ruling class think they're doing? I mean, they've got to know that all they can do is a big war, but that's not going to probably work either, most analysts say. 30,000 armed drones, TSA checkpoints. It's clear they're getting us ready for martial law. But the police and military I talk to are really starting to wake up. I think we could end up actually arresting these globalists. They're all a bunch of Bernie Madoff, Ken Lay types. I mean, now finally J.P. Morgan is having to pay back the $600 million or whatever that they got from MF Global. I saw that in the Wall Street Journal last week. Did you get your money back?
Oh, no. And that guy, John the Slime Corzine, they may throw some civil suit on him. No bringing him in for fraud charges. You haven't seen one head roll on Wall Street. The Goldman Sachs gang gets what? A couple of years ago, $555 million fine. Couple of days worth of business. We neither admit nor deny any wrongdoing. What do you mean? It happened by itself? No, you said before, you were mentioning, can't these elitists and globalists see what they're doing? Do you need any better proof than Christine Lagarde, the head of the IMF, the International Mafia Federation, saying last week, let them Greek people pay the taxes. They got to pay the taxes. I have more sympathy for what's going on in Africa than what's going on in Greece. Hey, Christina, baby. Paying taxes lately? Hey, no, Salenti. Screw you. Don't you know who I am? I'm Christine Lagarde, a diplomat. We don't pay taxes because we make our own rules.
Yeah, let me stop you. For those that don't know, EU diplomats, I was told this 2 years ago by a member of the EU Parliament, Nigel Farage, and I believed him, but I went and looked it up. They wrote the rules where they pay zero tax. They exempt themselves. 92% of the Greek debt, even Wall Street Journal admits, is derivatives that Goldman Sachs exec they got in as president, Papandreou, signed them onto. And then she's got the nerve, when she's up there, the IMF known to perch on countries and bankrupt them, to take control, saying, give me the money. I mean, she is literally, like you said, she makes John Gotti look like a saint. These crooks are so arrogant. She needs to go to hell.
It's a let them eat baklava moment from Madame Legrand. So this is what I'm saying. They're out of touch. This is 1797 all over again. You want to get in a good entrepreneurial opportunity? Guillotines may be hot. Because people have had it with this kind of, you see it could not be more blatant. There's a total disconnect. What's Pelosi worth? What do they say? $120 million? You think she made this money because she's so smart?
I think it's 300 mil. I think it's 300 mil. I think she doubled it the last few years, Joe.
Yeah, I mean, it's all because of inside deals. That's all it is. And by the way, the people that support these parties, they're the wannabes. The people out there say, oh, you still could make it. You know, no, you can't. If you're not in the club, you're not going to make it. And they don't want you in the club. So where is it going? That's where it's going. The thing is collapsing in front of us. But as I said, I believe they're going to come up with another stimulus scam bailout plan to get us out of the problems. Remember, we're going into July, August, September, October, November. So, 3.5 months, we're basically through Election Day. Oh, and the big one is going to be the debates. Whatever happens in the debates, it's right near the end. That'll ice it for whomever. But we're betting that, we're not betting that, because we lose either way. We're saying that Obama is going to win.
You're saying in the Don King rigged boxing match that they're going to have Romney take the dive.
Romney, he just doesn't have the chops as we see.
Oh, let me add this. I've seen no Romney bumper stickers. One of my crew saw one in Dallas. I mean, where is this guy? And here's Rand Paul, everybody, bowing down, be respectful, kiss the rump of Romney correctly.
Exactly. And you haven't heard from him since he won the Texas primary. So you haven't heard anything about him. He's going to go out there. The guy is stiff as a board. He looks like a shirt salesman or somebody. He's the perfect look. He has, so and Obama knows how to play the game. Again, you see Michelle, she's on the late night shows. You see they know how to play the game better. And all it is, again, is politics is show business for ugly people. And Obama's the better actor.
Well, I tell you, either way, we are in a lot of trouble. In a way, I think it's better if Obama gets back in because we already know politically he's a piece of garbage, and Romney will fool conservatives to go back to sleep.
I disagree. I think it'll be even more dangerous with Obama, and I'll tell you why. Because Obama gets away with things that George W. Bush could never get away with without the liberals screaming bloody murder. For example, the latest new expose on how Obama goes through the checklist to say, that's a militant, take him out, that's a militant, take him out, that's a militant, take him out. If Bush was doing this, they'd be going off.
You know what? I revise. You're absolutely right. My point is, politically, a lot of people are going to go to sleep under Romney, but I guess you're right. With the media, Obama is now like the Fuhrer with death lists, and he says, I'll kill citizens, I'll do whatever I want. You're right. Wow. But I mean, again, it doesn't matter because I'm not voting for either one of them.
Yeah, but again, the big thing is if either one wins, we lose. But I'm really concerned about Obama. The National Defense Authorization Act, his executive orders, what we've gotten from the Justice Department with the...
Fast and Furious.
Yeah,
but Romney says he loves NDAA.
That's what I said. We know, but look what happened, how it got slipped through. If Romney or Bush tried to do it, the liberals would have been screaming. But Obama did it. It's lockjaw. You don't hear a word. And Obama, as we're seeing with this checklist of who to take off, oh, look, by the way, El Presidente, the militant's family, his wife and kids and in-laws, they're all in the same house. Listen, take them out anyway.
Kill him, he says. Thumbs down. No, it's insane.
It is. And by the way, I make this really clear when people ask me what to do and what could change. And I make this 100% clear. The fish rots from the head down. And until morality comes back into this country, we're doomed. This is a moral issue. And I'm not talking about religion here. I'm talking about morality. The golden rule, do unto others. You know, and I was thinking that, could you imagine if the Taliban were occupying Washington, D.C.? Could you imagine these little weenies over there fighting back? They would fold and cave in.
No. The media would line up behind the Taliban and say, we'll do whatever you say, sir.
Exactly. They would be the Quislings of the 21st century. Every one of these guys. And I say that because there's not a man among them. They all talk tough, but they never go out there into the front lines and lead the charge. They all play commander-in-chief and chicken hawk El Supremo, but none of them get their little fingernails dirty.
Chicken hawk El Supremo. Speaking of points that you've made, you have predicted that there would be bank runs and that bank holidays. We're now seeing that in Italy. We're seeing that in Greece. We're seeing it to a certain extent in Spain. And as talk of bank holidays and devaluations accelerate, where do you see that popping up next?
Probably Italy, bigger in Spain. Spain is cooked. There's no way out. And everybody, by the way, everybody's talking about Greece. What is Greece? 2% of the Eurozone GDP. They're nothing. And so that's the big one right now. Spain is bigger, and then Italy is even bigger than that. What is Italy's debt to GDP ratio of 120%?
And then you look at America, we're even worse in many respects. Imagine when this happens here. My goodness.
Exactly. And everyone seems to have attention deficit disorder. A year ago, do you remember the Beltway blowhards and the Washington wankers, the Republicans and Democrats fighting about how to cut back on the deficit? And do you remember that they downgraded the United States creditworthiness? Does everybody forget that our creditworthiness has been downgraded and nothing has been done to improve the situation? No, this whole thing is a house of cards that's ready to collapse.
And it's clear they want to use the paramilitary police state function as their ace in the hole. But I mean, can't they just get arrested like Bernie Madoff? I mean, there's got to be an end to this somehow, or they're just going to feed us whole hog